Pleasant morning to members of the media, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Weekly Media Brief. My name is Michael Jackman, Assistant Superintendent, Acting Corporate Communications Unit, and Public Information Officer for the TTPS. Today, I have with me, to my immediate left, Senior Superintendent, Acting Basdeo Ramdhanie of the Traffic and Highway Patrol section of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. To his immediate left, Assistant Superintendent Acting Rampat, and furthest from me, PC Brent Batson. Today, these officers are here to speak on the topic, road safety. I will now hand you over to Senior Superintendent Ramdhanie. Mr. Ramdhanie.
Thank you, Mr. Jackman. Good morning to the media. As head of the Traffic and Highway Patrol branch, we would have observed a trend in terms of road safety, and I speak of road fatalities, heading in the opposite direction. As you know, in 2017, we recorded 117 fatalities. And may I add that we consider one fatal to be one too much. So at this point in time, we have recorded 40, one more than last year for the same period. We don't like the direction it's going, and we have some advice to the motoring public and to other road users in general. What we have seen 12 of those fatal accidents involve a single motor vehicle. Driver either exceeding the speed limit, lost control, veer off the road, got killed. We have seen 12 pedestrians being knocked down. So we are appealing to the pedestrians to take care when you are crossing the roadway, and you should be aware of the traffic situation all around you. We have seen 3 children being killed in those accidents. 1 motorcyclist. We believe that the motorists can do a lot more to preserve their lives and the lives of others. And if I were to reveal some of the stats that we have taken, we have issued for this year alone, 2018, 15,928 fixed penalty tickets for motorists who exceeded the speed limits. Right? One of the most troubling statistics that came out of this our analysis is that 32 of the 40 the fatal accidents occurred outside the highways. Traditionally, these fatal accidents used to happen on the highways, and now we are seeing that they're happening inside the divisions. Now, I want to alert the motoring public that most of those secondary roads are 50 kilometers speed limits. And if they were to comply with the speed limit, which is the law, these accidents would not be fatal. Okay? So there are radar guns in every division in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and speed testing is being conducted in every district in Trinidad and Tobago. In addition, we have also observed a dangerous trend in respect to illegal vending on the highways. Now, I cannot overemphasize how the risk these things pose to the vendors themselves and the motoring public. So these vendors have been identified, and they have been warned verbally and in writing most of them, and action will be taken to them in the coming weeks. Okay? The work on the Curep overpass has started. And the traffic would be rerouted in that area. There would be sufficient signs, lighting, police officers on duty. And I just want to advise motorists who would be going through that area to express caution. Most of the work will be taking place in the night. So I'm just saying that so we could avoid any unfortunate incident and possible accidents and so. I will thank you very much, and I will leave it.
Thank you, Senior Superintendent Ramdhanie. I would now invite Constable Batson to read you a prepared statement. Constable Batson.
All right, pleasant morning, everyone. We're just coming off that those stats that the Senior Superintendent shared with us. That figure of 15,928 speeding tickets issued across Trinidad and Tobago, actually, one, it exceeds the total amount of tickets issued in 2016, and we're coming up close, and this is in less than half the year. Of course, therefore, the divisional levels of enforcement have almost exponentially increased our capability to do speed enforcement across the country. That being the case, though, it's disturbing when we have that high level of enforcement and not seeing that behavior change when people know the amount of speed devices out there. Again, people seem to be confused where they think that what we call the high visibility Battenberg marked highway patrol vehicles are the only vehicles with these speed devices. And it could be the divisional vehicles are regular police vehicles. So you don't know which vehicle has those devices. And this is why we're appealing to motorists, don't wait unless you see a speed vehicle, police vehicle, that you slow down. The whole goal is to make people more conscious. When we're looking at and this is what the Senior Superintendent is leading towards, when we're looking at the data coming in, when we're looking at the fatal crash files, the amount of energy involved in these collisions directly related to somebody without a doubt exceeding the speed limit, and two, losing control of the vehicle, which is usually a direct correlation to someone exceeding the speed limit. Over the weekend, 2 fatal accidents resulted in the tragic and yet preventable loss of life. At around 1 a.m. on Sunday, May 13th, 29-year-old Jordan McCarthy was killed after his vehicle crashed into another vehicle, which was heading in the opposite direction in Western Main Road Carnage. A few hours later, at 4 a.m., a road traffic accident involving a breach of a traffic signal along the Southern Main Road, QREP, and the intersection in Churchill Roosevelt Highway, also resulting in the loss of life of 57-year-old driver identified as Earl Ashton Woods. And again, 100% preventable. And when you see, I remember we heard the mother of one of the victims, that would be Mrs. McCarthy's, Jonathan McCarthy's mother, was appealing to persons to stop circulating on social media the images of her son dying. This was his last minute of his life at that point. But what is interesting, people would see, and you saw the severe injuries he received. I mean, there was blood leaking out across his face, and persons would not realize that the enforcement efforts of the police when it comes to road safety is to prevent these things from happening. We don't want you or your family to experience that. We're not out there issuing tickets because it's our job to issue tickets. We're issuing tickets because the offenses detected are unsafe. And we want to prevent that loss of life. But we can't do it on our own. And we'll continue to mention, as ESP Rampart was saying before the briefing, the goal can never be to write as much tickets as possible. The goal has to be that the motoring and citizens and road users understand that we have to be more conscious and responsible for using these vehicles on the roadways, and understanding the consequences often involve serious injury and death. We extend condolences, of course, to the families, and even in regards to the accident at Curep intersection and the Churchill Roosevelt Highway, let's take a look at it. If one driver just took 3 to 4 seconds longer when that light changes from red to green, just wait a little bit longer to make sure that intersection is clear, that would have prevented a fatal accident. What's the rush? safety has to be the priority. And these little defensive driving tips can save your lives, and it will cost you absolutely nothing. All right, so we're asking people to, and employing people to please drive for other people, drive for yourselves, and be safe on the roads. You know, even if it means that drivers are sounding the horn behind you, because people are impatient, you are the front of the intersection, you're the highest risk. So take your time, make sure it's clear before you move off. Also, what was interesting with regards to divisional speed teams, we also saw that a lot of the persons on the Port of Spain area were caught by surprise with the amount of speed enforcement taking place around the Queen's Park Savannah. Again, we're emphasizing to drivers that it's a 50-kilometer roadway. All right, it is also a roundabout. Right? It's a traffic management device in its design. So please pay attention to your signs. They're out there. I know Traffic Management Branch is doing a lot of activity right now. We did a basic road safety assessment just yesterday on the M2 and M1 ring roads, where we've been having a couple of fatals. And even the Minister of Works and Transport is chairing a meeting after lunch, dealing with reviewing their roads and seeing if any engineering interventions can assist as well. Also, last Friday evening, officers from the Highway Patrol, the Traffic and Highway Patrol section, charged a driver for driving under influence along the Uriah Butler Highway in the vicinity of the Ansa McCall building. This happened after a report came in of a driver of a pickup that was driving dangerously on the road. The vehicle was intercepted, the driver was breathalyzed, and he measured 92 micrograms. This was around 4 p.m., quarter to 4 p.m. during the day. What was very upsetting was that when the officers did a background check on the driver, the police database revealed this would be his 4th DUI offense. Now, I want everybody to understand the fact that he's been charged 4 times means there's a high level of enforcement. I mean, the statistical probability of being intercepted 4 times in roadblock exercise goes to show the level of policing of the roads. But it also shows, like I said, we have a deeper problem in society sometimes. And these people continue to try and flout the law. We're asking everybody, please, make sure you designate a driver. Use taxis, use rideshare, call a friend or family. It is not worth taking the risk to yourself and other road users, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. The driver is supposed to appear before they should go on into magistrate court on Tuesday. We know that previously his license was also suspended, so it remains to be seen how that worked out, and we're interested to see the outcome of this case. Again, we also continue to advise drivers that the high level detection of this offense for 2018, a total of 996 drivers have been arrested and charged for driving under influence offenses for the year already. And like I said, we're now approaching half of the year, so we know some long weekends are coming up next week. So again, we're appealing to the motoring public, please be responsible. Well, our goal is not to arrest you, our goal is not to charge you, our goal is to make sure that you can continue with your journey safely and you return home to your families. We also to make mention, especially last week, it seems the rainy season is upon us, probably a bit early, but we want to take the opportunity to emphasize prevention. We want to remind motorists to please, now be a great time, go and get your tires checked. A lot of people still have what we call dry season tires. All right, very, very smooth. That might work. That's going to be a recipe for disaster for the rainy season. Take your time. Even if you have to borrow money to change tires and put good tires on, it's worth the investment. We always remind drivers that vehicles run on tires. They don't run on gas and diesel. All right, tires are your main contact point between the roadway, and that's why it's very important that traction be a priority. So please go to your local tire shop, let them check your tread wear, let them advise you if you need to change your tires, because we don't want you to be on the wrong side of the problem as soon as the rainy season commences.